What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Command and Console. My name is Jason. Today we're going to talk about my plans and my collecting goals via the Curated collection. The Curated collection are curated lists by me based on games that I grew up with. I do have rules for my Curated collection. I do want to find these out in the wild, charity shops, CEX, local kind of like small time video game shops, anywhere that I can get video games, especially like retro older games. I will look in those places. I don't really want to just go into eBay and get them because I feel like we can complete this list really quickly if we use eBay. But yeah, CEX is the main place for me. The PS2 Curated collection, we've got titles such as the Burnout trilogy, the Onimusha trilogy, the underrated The Thing video game, Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick, a really underrated FPS shooter called Cold Winter. But at the bottom here, I've put down some holy grails that are more the higher priced end games that I really want to have in my collection, but I'm going to have to really kind of justify and force myself to really think about paying those high price games, whether I want to pay that for those. But hopefully we might find these for a cheaper price out there. When it comes to the PS2 Holy Grails, we've got the Silent Hill collection, which is a box set of Silent Hill 2, 3 and 4. I tell you what guys, right, where I've been looking into PS2 collecting, I am overwhelmed by the price increases for some of these games. I swear 10 years ago Silent Hill 2 was a £2 or £3 game. It is now commanding a price of up to £50. Someone explain that to me because I don't understand that at all. I don't know how it warrants that price. I tend to see it fairly regularly in my CEX stores, so I don't think it's particularly a rare game. And not even that, you've got the standard version of it, which is like this nice slip box of Silent Hill 2. But then you've got like the PlayStation Platinum version, which is the Director's Cut. There's two versions, both with different price tags. They're both the same game in my opinion. I don't understand why it is. But anyway, the box set, you have Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3 and Silent Hill 4 The Room in a collected set, which I'd rather go for that than get them individually, because I think I'm probably paying more if I got them individually. So the box set is the way to go. I got games like Dragon Guard 2. Love the first Dragon Guard game. I'm surprised it didn't make the list, but I do love that game. If I find it cheap enough, I'll probably pick it up anyway. Dragon Guard 2 has always been elusive to me. I've never seen it in the wild ever. So looking forward to hopefully finding that in a CEX somewhere down the line. Project Zero, a franchise. I don't think the games are cheap at all now. A franchise that has blown up. If to Americans, if you ever are watching this, Project Zero over there would be Fatal Frame. Very expensive games. Project Zero 2 I think is about a £30 game in CEX at the moment. Def Jam Fight for New York, a great beat 'em up game, wrestling game, but with hip hop and rap artists being the characters you play. It's so much fun. Even the first game, Def Jam Vendetta, is just really fun. Feels like one of those old school kind of Aki engine games like WWF No Mercy, etc. And finally on the Holy Grails we've got God Hand. God Hand is a game that I've heard so much about that I really want to experience it myself. That is the PS2 Curated collection plans. Moving over to PS3. As you saw in my previous video, I've got a very small PS3 collection. Let's change that and get games I actually want that I kind of remember owning when I had a PS3 before I kind of got a PS4 and stuff like that. But yeah, so this is my PS3 Curated collection. It's a bit lesser on the games because it's not really a console I'm super dying to collect for. It's just I would like these kind of titles in the discussion, in the collection. So we got stuff like Asura's Wrath, Afro Samurai, Dragon's Crown. Love that game, guys. Amazing game. Two games that weren't really rated very well, but I thought they were really fun. Knight's Contract and Never Dead, one of the Konami's games, which I thought was really fun. Your body falls apart and you've got to find your limbs and come back together and then fight. It's not terrible. I thought it was pretty fun. A few of the HD trilogy collections, Jack and Dexter, Prince of Persia, Ratchet and Clank, that kind of stuff. And once again, I've got a Holy Grail, the list here. We've got the BioShock 2 Collector's Edition. Now you probably think to yourself, you can get the remastered set. I understand that, guys, but I really want the BioShock 2 Collector's Edition because it comes with the soundtrack on vinyl. I've got quite an eclectic vinyl collection, so I really would love that soundtrack in the collection. Got DuckTales remasters, a game that is becoming harder and harder to find. Really want that because I remember having the Game Boy version as a kid, so that's got a lot of nostalgic value to me. Some games that I've not actually played, like Folklore, I've heard really good things about it. It's about a £48 game, I think, on CEX, but it's a game that I want to try it for myself and actually play it on the proper hardware. So really want to get that on the collection. I want to get the Killzone games. The only problem with PS3 is you can get Killzone 2 and 3. Number 1 is not on the system. The only way you can get number 1 is by buying the Killzone Trilogy Collection, which has all them all. It includes Killzone 1, but as a HD remaster. Another game here is a Splatterhouse, a really fun horror game based on the original trilogy of games. Really, really cool series. The game is fun. It didn't get rated very well, but I thought it was really fun. We've got Spider-Man Web of Shadows, a game that nobody talks about that I thought was fantastic. An open world Spider-Man game, one of the better open world Spider-Man games, but that is commanding like a £55 price tag. It's not cheap. PS3, a more doable list for me in terms of what I've got on this list. We're moving on to the Curated collection for Xbox 360. We have Deadly Premonition, Divinity 2, the Final Fantasy game that wasn't a Final Fantasy game, Lost Odyssey, King Kong the video game, really underrated game, that King Kong game actually, really, really fun. And there's, once again, I've written down some holy grails on here. I've got Silent Hill Downpour, an underrated Silent Hill game in my opinion. I thought it was really, really good. Personally, this is me. You got Need for Speed Most Wanted 05, probably the most nostalgic Need for Speed for me, just behind Underground 2, and then like another big banger with Armored Core 5. All the Armored Core games are really expensive, really expensive. Even on the PS2 Created Collection list, I've got Armored Core 2 because I loved that game back in the day. So those are my 3 Created Collection lists that I've put together for PS2, PS3 and Xbox 360. I'm sure I will get to stuff like PS1 down the line. I will probably do a Nintendo Switch one as well eventually. I've only got like a handful of games for the Switch at the moment. Let me know if there's games that you think I should, add to the lists, because I could do like a little subscriber suggestions as well. So maybe you guys can jump on board and give me ideas. But those are where we are with my collecting goals. Let me know what your collecting goals are in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I will see you next time. See you later.